What is up, YouTube? I hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to be using the tier maker today to rate some blunt wraps. I got this template from Jim Tana's YouTube page. He has a lot of 420 content, so if you're liking what I got, you definitely should go and check his channel out. We're also going to have this in the bio if y'all want to try this for yourself. But, let's get into this. I have not tried a few of them on here. There's a couple that aren't even blunt wraps. They're hemp wraps, but I'm still going to rate them just as if, they were. So hopefully y'all enjoy this and let me know how you think about my selection. Alright y'all, Doob sparked, list up, let's start judging some wraps. The first one that we got up here is Backwoods. So when I was smoking halibut in high school, right when I graduated, this was probably my go-to just because, all the hype around it. After I started smoking some better quality leaves, I started realizing that these, especially for the price point, they are not it. For the most part, you're not using every single wrap inside of the package because there's either two big stems running straight through it, or there's holes, or they're too dry. I really only buy these if I'm going to one specific store in my town because I know that they got a giant humidifier that they keep them in. These are gonna have to get thrown in the C tier, I would say. If they had a little bit better consistency, they might be in the B tier, but as of now, they're staying in the C tier. Next up on the list are, I believe these are called Bluntville wraps. They are 3 wraps, I believe, for $2. There's no tobacco in them, so they're kind of like a loose leaf, but they're a lot thinner. East Coast product, I guess they're really loved out there, so we might have to get them on the channel, but I've never tried them before. They look really good though, so I'm just gonna say C tier just because I don't know how good they are. The idea and the brand appeal is hitting. It would get me to cop those if I seen them in my town, but I just haven't yet, so I haven't had the chance to cop them. If y'all want me to grab some, let me know. I might try to see what I can do online. These are Brothers Broadleafs, so I'm already gonna say A tier right now just because I've had them about 3 times in my life. Every one of them were good. There's the duds and then the pearls, I do believe. The duds are gonna have maybe a stem or two going through them, but you're still gonna be able to perfect like the best blizzy out of it. You can fit a pretty good amount of bud in there too, so it's definitely gonna be for like a good sesh. So yeah, these are a good A tier. They all taste pretty good too, so all the ones I've tried. So yeah, if you haven't tried them, definitely are going to. I would love to get these on the channel here soon. These ones are the Dutch Masters. So this is another one I haven't tried. I'm just gonna have to put them in the C tier for now, just because another thing I've heard, just great reviews on from all of the older smokers. To be honest, a lot of the people my age, I don't think have tried these. I don't really know if they're still in stores or not, to be honest, because I've kind of kept an eye out for them and I haven't been able to spot them. I'm gonna put them in the C tier just for all the OGs. Tell me if you used to fuck with these. If not, let me know. When I was watching Jim Tana's video on this, he actually said that he really liked these and he would love to smoke another one, so shit, I might have to. So this is gonna be a Fronto leaf. Frontos is a giant tobacco leaf, basically, unprocessed, ready for you to cut however big or however small you want it, and then you roll up, throw that back in the bag, pop it out next time you're trying to smoke. The idea of Frontos are great just because you don't have to smoke one giant leaf, or you can, break it down something small. So these are definitely great if the brand's good. I know a lot of the smoke shops around here, they carry the same brand. I think it's Fronto King or Fronto Master. It's not the best, to be honest, and a lot of times you open it up and it's real dry. I'll have to put these in a D tier just because I never liked them too much. Every time I get them, like I said, they be stale or, having some mildew on them just because they're not bought too often in my town. A lot of people rather go for something like these or something like these. So yeah, that's gonna stay in the D tier for now. Not saying that they're horrible, I'm just saying that the ones near me aren't great. These are gonna be the Game Leafs. They're gonna probably be one of my favorite leaves to grab if I had to, just because they're usually pretty consistent with the quality. Not a whole lot of holes in them. Usually they aren't too dry either, so that's like what you're kind of looking for when you're grabbing leaves. So these are gonna be in the B tier. I'm not gonna throw them in an A tier just because it's not like super great, but they still are pretty good, you know what I mean. Honestly don't know what I would put in the S tier, you know. We'll just put these up in the S tier because these are like real quality. These are real good. So yeah, duds, they're gonna be in the S tier. I think these are pretty good where they're at so far. Here's some graba leaves. So these are almost the exact same as a Fronto. They're just not as big, you know, maybe just a little bit smaller, like a half a leaf. But a lot of people, instead of rolling up with them, they'll put them in like the joint. They'll like, you know, break it up, dry it out, and put it in the joint. Or at least that's what a lot of New Yorkers do. If I'm not wrong, if I'm mistaken, let me know in the comments if that's not how they do it. But I'm pretty sure when they be rolling with graba, they be putting that inside of the joint. But I don't know how I feel about that, you know. So I'm gonna have to throw that down here. You know, don't come for me if you don't feel the same way. But I'm just saying, if I'm smoking a joint, I'm gonna smoke just a joint, or if I want a blunt wrap, I'm gonna roll it up with some blunts. You know, I'm not gonna put that inside of there. I know people do roll them up just like a normal blunt wrap also, but these usually have like a real strong taste, and it's just not what I'm looking for when I'm smoking a blunt. It's just too much. It's a little overwhelming. So yeah, them is gonna have to go in the D tier. Here's another thing going in the D tier too, off rip. These high hemp original blunt wraps, I don't like these because they don't have any extra flavor with it, and it's just hemp. It doesn't taste the best. It has that real hayish flavor. Some of them are alright. Some brands kind of be doing the thing with it, but for the most part, I don't like those, especially the unflavored ones. Yeah, them joints are not the best. Runts wraps. Alright, so these, they surprised me when they came out with these. I did not realize that they actually, you know, have leaves. I thought it was just like, you know, one of the smoke shop specials, just some fake stuff that they scooped off the market. But no, these are really by Runts, and these things are honestly really good for a loose leaf. There's no tobacco in it. It's just the section that they put in there, then they separate them with them I think it's cellophane or something like that. But yeah, it's just, you know, really great flavor. It's not overwhelming like a lot of the other packages like that. It's essentially just a slap wood, but with a different branding on it. So yeah, these I'm gonna have to put them in the B tier just because they're real good. I like them. Some of the other ones that are like the loose leaf ones, they just don't taste the best. I know the Havana leaves, they were like a little bit too strong. They was punching a little bit too much. The King Palms, this kind specifically, I think this is the Sean O'Malley one. I haven't tried, but I have smoked a lot of the King Palms in the past. They're not bad. I'm gonna have to C-tier it out though. It is a literal palm leaf rolled around a corn husk, and you know, it's not the worst flavor possible, but it's really not my favorite. They do got a really good, I think it's a strawberry shortcake that, you know, it's one of the little pearls in it. You break it, then you pack that shit. It's pretty good. I like that one, but just the normal ones or a lot of the other flavors I couldn't really get behind. So yeah, that was Swisher Sweets. These are like ye old faithful. These are probably what we all came up smoking on. If not these, then it's the next one on the list. But out of the two, this is 110% my favorite one, and you know, a lot of nostalgia behind them. I'm gonna throw them in the B tier. This isn't gonna be like a leaf like the other ones. This is gonna be a bunch of pretty much mulched up tobacco compressed into a wrap, and then they prepackage it, roll it around some other tobacco. Some people do smoke them, you know, like a regular cigar. All of these, some people smoke them like regular cigars, but obviously that's not what we're using them for. These are gonna be put in the B tier. Nice, faithful, reliable swishers. If I had the Swisher Leafs, they probably would definitely be put in the A tier. So yeah, I would say A tier would definitely be the Swisher Leafs, just because that's what I'm going for every single time I'm getting wraps. That's usually what I'm copping. Swisher Leafs. If not, it's the Game Leafs. If I have a little bit extra money, I'm trying to be bougie, I'm getting the Runts wraps. I would get more of the Brothers Broadleafs, but I am pretty sure that you got to get those online. I haven't seen them in any shops around here. If I did, I would be copping them bitches like every single time. But yeah, that's a little bit more, so I'm not gonna really get my blunt wraps online unless I know, you know, I got some shit going on pretty much, just because I don't want to, you know, risk it getting messed up, dried out, or smashed in the mail. Let's get on with this list though. The next one that we got are White Owls, straight D tier material. There's 2 leaves in there. There's one for the nicotine, one for the flavor. and when you try to roll just one of them, they usually always rip up. They're not that great. I don't really mess with them all that much. So yeah, D tier it is for them. These leaves are by Zigzag. I never tried these ones either, but I can't imagine they're too different than any of these other leaves, to be honest. But I would say C tier with a lot of the other ones I haven't tried, just because I can imagine they're just as good as any other leaf, but they might be maybe less quality. I'm not saying that Zigzag is less quality, but when it comes to wraps that are kind of new, I feel like they're just, and it takes a little bit for them to like perfect it. When Swisher Leaf Stay came out, I didn't like them at first. A few years later, that's like the best ones, if you ask me, in my opinion. Definitely would be on the A tier, just because like I feel like S tier is like when you're feeling bougie. A tier is like something you'll grab every single day nonstop. You know, that's what you want to get. Actually, Gang Leafs, I'm gonna move those to A tier just because that's, you know, out of everything on here, this is my consistent buy. So yeah, Gang Leafs A tier. What are these? D tier. So these are gonna be the Zigzag wraps. It's just like how the Swisher Sweets are, or the White Owls. You know, mulched up tobacco, compressed into a wrap, and these ones are gonna be just wrapped around a little tube. It's not gonna have the excess tobacco in there to worry about getting rid of. So like, you know, that part is cool, but these are delicate on another level. When you're trying to seal them all the time, you rip that part straight off. So yeah, I usually don't use them. These I'm gonna have to pass on. If you guys agree to what I got right here, let me know, and if y'all don't agree, let me know too. Like I said, guys, the link for this is going to be in the bio. If you want to throw this together and then show me what you came out with, I would be happy to see that. You can either post it up on Instagram, Twitter. You know, I got all of that stuff in my link tree. I hope everyone enjoyed, and I hope y'all have a great night. So, deuces, have a good one.